Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video we will discuss the criminality of hiding a crime a crime in progress. So you are aware it occurs, is in progress, but you don't say anything. But then after a while you disclose, you reveal, yes, there was a crime occurring and I knew about it. But I didn't say anything about it. What should happen to me? You know exactly, hiding knowingly. So I'm talking about Biden, Joe Biden, the former US president. Do you think that he had, how should I put it mildly, cognitive problems? I don't know, obvious, observable, empirically observable problems? Do you think? Or you don't, he was just a okay guy. Now, in this video I will discuss this issue, plus the ones who hid it, and plus the ones who now are allowed to say it, and they are portrayed as heroes. The ones that hid it, now they're allowed to say it, and they're portrayed as heroes. I will show you how these guys will make a fortune by saying something we said it for a long time. Biden's cognitive abilities were low, were decreasing. There was a crime to allow him to be the elected president of the United States of America, running the show, when actually they were his advisors, 5 of them, according to a book that is allowed to be published right now. Do you remember how I talk about Ben Shapiro's book, following, incoming book about Ukraine? I'm just making up shit. But I guarantee you, people like him will be allowed, when the Ukraine war ends, to publish books. And those books will be best-selling books. Why? Well, just for the same reason Mr. Tapper's book is a best-selling book. Remember, these guys hid the truth, or at least did not reveal it. Let's start with the first article. 5 people were running the country. New book offers devastating look at Biden's decline. We knew this. New book offers devastating look. I don't need a new book. Why is this book even promoted? At Biden's decline. And guess who that person is? A rapidly declining former President Joe Biden was at best a senior member of the board, while 5 top aides saw to the actual running of the country. Now, who's criminal here? I want to see, who do you think are the criminals? Everybody who knew, and he did not say anything about it. A new book penned by 2 top Washington journalists asserts, you can see it. The book, original sin, by CNN Jake Tapper and Axios Alex Thompson. So these people, I never heard Jack Tapper, tapeworm, saying anything about it. For 4 years. Maybe he did. And now he writes a book that a few comparison with King Lear. I said this a long time ago. We all saw it. Now, this is the first article, my friends. This is the first article. And then it's like an order, like dismantling something we knew it shouldn't have been built in the first place, which is Biden administration. Audio appears to show Biden's struggles in special counsel interview. Appears. Every week the guy was in front of the cameras. He did something. He fell. He was something observable. And they tell us appears, like, it appears. Look at that guy. And this is how they make news for you. Then President Biden haltingly answered and frequently paused as he seemingly struggled to answer a special counsel's questions in 2023 about classified documents he kept at his home. According to audio from the interview the news outlet Axios published Friday. So that was questions in 2023, we're in 2025, and only now, all of a sudden, they published them? And this book just came now? Right now? What do you mean? It's like an order to me. Okay, the former president also appeared to struggle to recall dates related to his time as vice president, his son's death, and when President Trump was elected to his first term. My friends, so this is the first one. The second one. The third one, CNBC. Audio of interview confirms Biden memory lapses. No, we have... I will tell you this. You don't need a PhD or a medical degree to figure out that someone is losing the track. You don't need that. You don't need a PhD or a medical degree to see that the guy has problems with motor, abilities. Falls all the time, goes to the wrong, shake hands, these things, and that's consistent. It's not that once in his presidency. Every week almost when he showed up, the keyword is almost, when he showed up, he did something, wherever he went. So if it was observable for us, imagine people, that's why I hold his wife, Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden, responsible for adult, abuse. Adult Protective Services should be called on her right now. Why? Because she, and besides, if he would be a guy, an old guy, fishing and, what's up, man, we're in 1922 right now, I wouldn't care. But he was supposed to be the guy in charge of this country. The people voted, some people voted for this guy to be the president, to be in full functions. And he was not. And people around him knew. Are those criminals? Nobody said anything. Say, we gotta, whoa. In a democracy, if the population voted for this guy and this guy has the inability to really be in charge here, that means something is wrong. Let's have a rerun. New elections, and that, or I don't know, the vice president should be the president, right? Incapacitated, bye-bye. Let's go with a legally stupid one, okay? Because the guy was, legally probably a little bit gone, but the second one was legally stupid. So let's go with the legally stupid, but at least she was over there. Remember, Kamala Harris got less than 1% in the primaries of the Democratic Party. Less than 1%. And she was picked to be the supporting vice president. What do you bring if you had less than 1%? That less than 1% made it to the Biden's victory. So again, we have according to these guys, 5 senior advisors who ran the thing. That's a crime. That's not how democracy works, is it? We have it clear, I think it's the 24th Amendment or something after if you're incapacitated, you should get out. Nobody did squat. And if you dare to say that, you are insulting. You are accused of adult or elderly abuse. Not them, verbal abuse. With something that was clear right there. So remember, this is a bullshit here. If this guy paper comes and say, yeah, man, he was incapacitated. You had a program, I think, every freaking night. Have I heard you say that? No, I didn't. I would have seen it in the first page right here, but I don't. I didn't. Now you come and give us the news? All these guys who covered this. Why do I say covered? Because it was obvious to the eye. That's why I say covered. And I guarantee you they had more information than we had. Some of these people, the journalists, met him face to face to look at him. I saw him on the TV. I was not next to him to see how he smells or something. And remember, there were people in Biden's entourage. Remember when I was kidding about being all juiced up and things in his nostrils and his ass and around his chest that he was able to function? You remember when I said that? There are people who really were involved in that. Remember Jeff Kennedy? That guy who was boom by Oswald? He was injected and he was a very ill person. Did you know that? I mean, even Roosevelt, the second one, not the Theodore Roosevelt, he had polio. That he was always shown in sitting down. It was open secret. I'm not saying you should promote that. Well, he's got that infirmity, or however you want to call it. That's too bad. He's over there for his brain, for his heart. But this guy, Biden, did not have either. Remember, the people around him should, in my world, should be charged, prosecuted, and convicted for hiding I don't know, we can find something, I'm pretty sure, subverting the Constitution, lying to the people, because that was not what the people voted. They did not vote for the advisors. They voted for this guy. Incapacitated, it cleared the Constitution. Out, get the legally stupid one. And that's it. Even though I think this racket of Biden and Harris was a farce. But I don't know, next one could be a, guy in coma. And his advisors would say, well, people voted for him. That's fine. He's in a coma. Is that what you vote for? And if someone says yes, I propose that person should go to 25% of a vote. As I propose in my book. No, a better society we should create. You just don't get full vote. We shouldn't, as a society, get full votes from the very beginning. Imbeciles or not imbeciles, knowing something, knowing nothing. I nullify your vote. I'm a baboon, but someone promised me, perks from you, and I vote and I nullify your vote. I don't know anything about it. All I know is I want your money from taxes to be given to me if I don't work. Let me some. Okay, is that what you want? No, and then you have to pass some tests. From 25% of a vote, you get to 50%, 75%, and full vote. You gotta know what's going on here. Don't tell me, yeah, Biden is an okay guy. Whoever voted for that guy who was showing us his inabilities since before the elections, before the 2020 elections, you could see the guy was not there. Whoever voted, that person I think should have had a full vote. That's what I think. Should have had probably 25%. If you don't see through that and you are okay with that, you can't. That's I take it however you want. But and then the votes, the election, a guy who supposedly sold more albums than everybody else, Biden, Harris, right? Or the albums. He's on top of the charts. But when he goes into stadiums to have live concerts, nobody fucking shows up. But the other guy who sells less, when he goes to the stadiums, they're full. What's going on here? And they tell me, no, they were just different. No. If Elvis Presley would sell a Heartbreak Hotel and it would be the top of the charts and he would go to a bar, the bar should be swamped, goes to a venue, the venue would be full of people cheering and no, he's top of the charts, and he goes, nobody comes, 10 cars over there in some bubbles. Yes, Biden. Jesus Christ, isn't that obvious enough? I'm not going to go to the voting machines and who counts the votes. That's a different story. Harris and this guy's unbelievable. And we talk about America. I want to see convictions over there. And the guys now who show up and write books, let me tell you, I said this many times before, they know what's going on in Ukraine right now. When a button will be pushed, like right now, to tell us about the Biden, now they reveal what's going on with Biden when it was obvious. Someone hid. And they say, protect democracy, defend democracy about the far right and all that. Right there, a clear example. So when the Ukraine war button will be pushed, now guys, you can give us the information. I guarantee you, the books are already written. Just numbers and dates are about to be confirmed. That's all what they do. I guarantee you have a lot of Ben Steins and Shapiro Steins and all these guys ready with there, like Taper. Do you think Tapeworm came with anything else and I would have come? No, but he's allowed to be over there. Why? He is a man of the system. He's an operative and others. And he kept quiet. That's the problem. He kept quiet, and right now he discloses to the baboons of us what Taper comes and tells us. Something that we all knew. I mean, you ought to have known that. And when Shapiro is going to come with his book, it's going to be a New York Times best-selling author. There you go, a few more millions in Shapiro's Mossad coffer. All right? That's how things are. So, and they promote one another. I tell you this is a Matrix. I never liked when the first Matrix, the movie Matrix came with Keanu Reeves, I was not interested in it. I said, well, what the fuck is that? Too futuristic, science fiction, whatever you want to call it. And then I had some friends, and those friends loved it, and they made me watch it. And I liked it. I said, oh, that's nice. And then I think it came the second one or whatever it came, and I watched it on my own, I think, or with them I watched it in the same time. I can't remember. But nevertheless, when I watched it, it was very strange that at the beginning of this Matrix movie, it was like a disclaimer. It was, I remember right now, I think it was some white letters, about 4 lines on a screen, on a black screen. And I thought it was, like in when they talk about something in the future, they tell you what happened. An atomic war occurred between Gigi and Mikey, and the population give you a little summary so they catch up so you know where you're at. So that's why I read that one. So no, it was not that. It was saying that the viewer, everything that is in that movie is not real. Really? It's not real, and the people should not think of anything in the real society. I'm paraphrasing. Go and watch it. If it's still there, I will look for it. And the same thing is, I was like, I don't know who posted that. How do you call it? Movie industry, the NGM, whomever these guys are. I don't know who put that disclaimer over there. But I was like, why do you need to warn us not to believe that clearly fictional movie, The Matrix, is not real? And I was thinking, well, let me look at it. And I realized with time that we are the same way as those guys over there, but we are hamsters. We are hamsters on a spinning wheel. And they suck our energy. And all we do is work, eat, consume. That's it, and then we die and procreate, so they have more energy in the future. That's all. And they over there, the Matrix showed clearly, it's like a different example of a Matrix that we live right now. Well, we're allowed to do this, a little bit there, unlike those guys over there. But really. So the same here. The Matrix is right there. These guys kept it secret from us. And now they're coming and give us the baboons like Prometheus came with fire from the gods. Oh, baboons! Fire! And here's the fire for you, baboons! And the gods come and smack him, right? Chaining to the rock, and then the Zeus vulture comes and eats his liver every day. So isn't that what it is now? The Taper is a hero? No, Tapeworm and everybody else who kept his fucking mouth shut is a how do you call it, to the crime. I can not participant to the crime. I can't remember the word. You knew it. When I worked in the investigation business, all right, I met some people who made some reports. They made a report and they told me, let's say it's 2020, and say, well, in 2016 he committed that. No, reporting on someone who now they don't like, but they hid the crime for 4 years or 3 years or 5 years. I said, you're also guilty. You are right here. Remember the Diddy, the Puff Daddy garbage that occurs right now? When you see all these victims coming and saying, he did this to my mouth, he's on me, and he raped me, I saw him. Why did you shut the fuck up for so many years? You were afraid? And you're not a nobody, and you continue to hang out with that baboon. I have no sympathy for them. Zero. I hope that calm got in their eyes and everywhere else. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.